All right, so this is a suggestion via a channel member. The name of the video is White Privilege is a Myth. Okay, this is coming from the channel Young America's Foundation. Listen, guys, every single person has some type of privilege, but generally you don't recognize it because you're within it, right? Generally, the group that's outside of your subgroup that has said privilege are the ones who generally recognize it. When it comes down to male privilege, female privilege, black privilege, white privilege, Latino privilege, Asian privilege, all these guys. Privilege, in fact, exists. You just don't recognize it. But let's go and see where this goes. Obviously, depending on what I guess the speaker is going to, or how they're going to define it, my opinion, obviously, on the statement may change with new information, obviously, guys. Let's do it. You guys told me to start at this time.
I would like to preface my question with a couple of words from a fellow American and a fellow Christian myself. So I would like to open with a verse from Leviticus 19, verse 15. It says, "You shall not do injustice in court. You shall not be partial to the poor or defer to the great, but in righteousness shall you judge your neighbor." And that, to me, relates to the institution of white privilege and what the liberalists claim that it is. It is not to put white people above. It is not to bring black people down. It is to judge what wrong has been done in the past by white people so we can learn from our mistakes and move forward in this country. And so I am going to be blunt, since you were advocating for violence, such as your example with hanging and Muhammad Ali. Okay. I just want to know, what is the point in spreading blatant lies as you referred to before, such as like the liberals were taking over the government to elect black or like liberals en masse. I mean, if you look at our Congress today, it is 70% white.
Okay.
I just want to know why.
What does that have to do with kind of anything in the context? Listen, so the question is, I think, solid. There are many caveats within it. She also decided to kind of deliver a statement kind of within her question. But let's go ahead and see where this goes.
Well, it's not a lie, because if you look at the black community, which is what I'm talking about,
okay,
almost 100% of our representation are liberal.
Generally.
When you go to any city, any majority black district, the person that represents that area is a liberal. So when you're talking about a lie, you obviously don't know what you're talking about, because that's a fact. It's not a lie. Also, when you start talking about what white people have done to America, it's about what a white person has done. I don't believe in collective punishment.
Absolutely not.
You're responsible for what you did. I'm not going to hold you responsible for what somebody else did 100 years ago or what somebody else did today. I hold you responsible for your action. You hold me responsible for my action. In the same way that some white people believe that black people are lazy, shiftless, and ignorant and whatnot, that's not me. In the same way that most of y'all believe they're on their knees begging and slobbering and asking for reparations, that's not me. I don't believe in collective punishment. I deal with you as an individual. Individual. Therefore, white privilege is a lie. I've asked you very simply to show me the white person that has privilege over me. Nobody stood up. Do you think you have privilege over me?
Yes.
You're crazy. You're insane. You have no privilege over me. Let's make this absolutely positively clear. You have no privilege over me, and if you got it, show it to me right now.
My parents had generational wealth.
What's your privilege over me?
Exactly. Let's go.
Exactly.
Well, you tell me.
Let her speak. Yeah, let her speak. Come on.
Shut up, boy. She's speaking.
My parents were able to own a...
Who is this man? Okay, okay. I'm just gonna be honest here. Like who is? I've never seen him before. But oh my God! All right, more of him, please. Right. And listen. So obviously this is some type of like college campus, and the people that are kind of like listening to him really have no interest in listening to him. I'm guessing they're here for a credit. I can definitely tell you that I live for the most part in a very high majority like white area, like, and I mean. I can, maybe me and another guy that look like me are probably like the only ones in like the zip code type of thing. I mean that. All right. And so now the thing about that is that I can definitely tell you kind of without a doubt, I am one of the higher earners in the entire zip code specifically of of this town, right? Let's just, it is what it is, and I for the most part, I know that. And so when if I was attempting to answer that question, like what does this my neighbor have above me? Nothing. Like I've been trying to think here, like what exactly can he do that I cannot do times 10? Right? Like there's not much there. And I'm not trying to be cocky here. I'm just kind of pointing out the facts of the matter here. I've been in business for over 2 decades internationally. I've been working on my asset portfolios, et cetera, for over 2 decades. So like I get that part of things, but guys, no, I can't think of what any of my neighbors have more than me, right? Maybe the benefit of the doubt in some places, potentially. That could be one thing, right? I mean, that's one thing. That's a privilege that some of my European descended neighbors potentially have over me. That's probably at best only that, right? And that's absolutely circumstantial, because generally when I do walk into a room, I have to kind of fight against the preconceived notion of every single person in the hood that displays themselves ignorantly on the internet. Hopefully you guys understand that is a privilege that generally Black people do not have in the United States of America. Basically, the benefit of the doubt, immediate benefit of the doubt. But generally, every single thing changes, once you start speaking, and they can actually kind of, understand what you're saying and these type of things, which I'll be nice here. But yeah, there are some differences, guys. In fact, there are some differences.
My parents were able to own a house prior to 1960. Their parents were able to own a banking account. They were able to go directly to a bank. They were able to own a house. They were able to get a job, and all of that wealth accumulated through the generations onto my generation. Okay. So that is why I was able to... Yes.
You're crazy. You're insane. Yeah, that's crazy. You don't have any privilege over me.
Speak. It's time to speak. Speak. Speak.
Man, who are you?
Yeah, sorry. I'm just getting emotional.
You see a Christian? Go to your shirt. Speak.
Go ahead.
Bro, is she crying?
I think you misunderstood me.
Not really. Because listen, I heard what you said. Personally, I heard it. And again, my family have been in the United States of America during the time that you're referring to, and that wasn't the case here. So what are you talking about exactly? It seems like you watched some random movie and then decided to basically say that was the experience of all Black Americans. Again, that was not my experience. That was not my great-grandmother's experience. Right? I mean, the land that they owned in the 30s is still in my family. What are you talking about? I don't know.
I told you that I did not believe in white privilege as...
Are you crying?
I just meant it as an acknowledgement, as what crimes have done in the past.
Well, take that mic away from her, bro.
And then you came and attacked me for that. You are misconstruing what I am saying actively. It is not that I believe I'm better than you, or that you are worse than me. I am not trying to punish anybody.
Okay.
I am acknowledging the system that exists.
Was there a question in that?
No.
I was responding to your statement that was
Bro.
untrue.
Which was?
You mentioned something about collective punishment. Yeah. I said nothing of the sort.
Okay, you're saying that your grandparents had privilege over me?
They had privilege over yours.
No, they didn't. You didn't know
Wait,
that?
wait. Hold on. Okay. If you're referring to specifically at that time, on average, yes, I agree with her on an average, specifically, on average.
For yours.
No, they didn't. You didn't know my parents. You didn't know my people, so you don't know that. There was a whole lot of people that were there. But right now, I'm talking about today. You see, again, listen.
I'm trying to listen.
Listen.
I'm done.
To what end is this? To make white people do what? I mean, what is the end game of this? To do what? To make white people say they have privilege, and to what end? I mean, what do you want? Oh, I'm asking you, what do you want? What's the end game here?
I'm saying that I don't think you understand the difference between privilege and supremacy, because that is kind of what we're talking about. But what white privilege is.
Don't lecture me, young man. What is your question? What's your question?
Please go to the back if you have a question.
What is your question, please?
Then get there.
I have a question.
I'm asking for a question because I'm here to take questions, not to be lectured. What is the question?
I have a question.
Yes.
I have a question. You mentioned you're a Christian.
Yes.
And that's informed your faith.
Okay.
You also mentioned that during the times of slavery, when 200,000 slaves escaped,
Yes.
they did that because they worked hard. They did that because they tried. And was your implication there that the rest could have been free had they tried hard enough?
Well, yes. If you sleep, you either kill your master, you leave, you fight. The same way that what they did in Haiti. They've done it all over the country many, many times. I've seen people that even when they were free, they decided to go back into slavery. We're doing it now every day. People are choosing slavery every day of their life right now. Hell is a choice. Slavery is a choice. Freedom is a choice. And when you get that in your mind, you then can change your circumstances. But if you think you have no power over your circumstances, if you really believe that somebody else has control of your life and you can't change it, you're already beaten. It's done. Frederick Douglass escaped because he believed he was a free man. Nobody had a right to keep him enslaved. Harriet Tubman did the same. But the ones that said, the master has all control over me, I have no choice, they stayed because they were mentally beaten. And when you are mentally beaten, he has to do nothing else to you.
Okay, yeah, valid. I was trying to listen. I'm gonna be honest here. I was waiting for him to kind of get to what he was saying, so I could kind of grasp the entire picture. Oh, this is touchy. All right, this is how you get canceled. This is cancel bait type of content you guys are sending me here. Okay, careful. All right. Here's the thing. You basically either would have had to choose to be breathing the next day or not. And I think that's kind of what he's saying here, right? I'm trying to make it make sense here, right? I think that's what he's saying here. Like, everything is a choice. That system was a choice. Either you could have fought to end things for yourself, or continue on the next day, right? But then that's a lot of sacrificing of people, bro, right? Because there was no other way out of that scenario. There was no other way, okay? Other than like a permanent sleep type of thing, unless you could get to the north as fast as humanly possible at the time. But let's continue.
You've already beaten yourself. So the ones that decided to be free, the ones that decided to risk death or killed for their freedom, yes, they made a decision.
You believe Jesus died for our sins?
Yes.
Why did Jesus walk willingly to the cross?
Man, because he wanted to.
It's time for the next question.
I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't hear you.
Please go to the line.
Could have avoided slavery.
Please go to the line.
I'm sorry.
Could the Israelites have avoided slavery?
Ma'am, I don't know. I wasn't back there. No. If they had decided to fight and kill their masters, they would have either had death, or they would have been free through death, or they would have been free through life. But they would have had their freedom.
Okay, guys, we're gonna go ahead and stop here. We'll go ahead and put the link in the description. This is a wild one, okay, and I mean that to the depths of me. And that's kind of, I knew where he was going with this, and yeah. That's why there are some people who are kind of coming from the Black community specifically who say that was all a choice. It was a choice because either you were going to be free through your basic extinction, or free from your master for the most part by annihilating him, similar to Haiti. This is why he mentioned Haiti kind of in the beginning of this video here. Whoa, this is one. All right, this is a crazy conversation. I had no idea how it's on the internet. Not in 2025, right? I'm down for these like super like controversial things. I'm down for them, but jeez, he's intriguing. He's also outnumbered. I think this is like a lot of his responses are they're logical, absolutely, but they're coming from an emotional type of stance. Also, it's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. And I don't want to go ahead and label him as that specifically, but it definitely feels like there's a bit of emotion being shown here in some of his responses, and a lot of this just has to do with the fact that he is in a very hostile environment where it seems like every person that is around him right now is kind of heckling him, right? If that makes any sense here. He's being heckled, and maybe he's not specifically used to these type of environments where everyone disagrees with him, and it's starting to show in some of his answers, his hostile answers, right? But all right, listen, guys, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. If you guys are new here, please like and subscribe. In the meantime, I'll catch you guys later.